Diminished scale. So my cousin Theo is the most amazing jazz guitar player I know, and he said to me casually, man, I bet you know a lot of diminished scale licks. I bet you got a whole library in your head. And the truth is, I do not. I really actually don't. I only know a few things, but I figured that I might go over them because they're kind of interesting ways to imagine diminished scale and kind of start using it a little bit. I am not very good at jazz, so this is kind of a rock guitar player's imagination of how to use diminished scale stuff. Jazz guitar forums abound with information on all the different triads you can link together and whatnot. This really isn't about those superimposed triads. This is going to be about the diminished scale itself and also the diminished seventh chord. So I want to take a moment to shout out Dan Serper, who showed me the coolest way to use a diminished seventh chord, which is this kind of 3-note per string figure where you play a full triad on a single string, skip a string, and you kind of move over a fret, and then you can go back. Now the G and the B strings here will be the exact same frets, and that's really key. Dan's approach, he can tap it, he can do all kinds of amazing things with it, is to use this on a 5 chord, on a 5/7 chord, which is also how a lot of jazz guitar players might use it. So like on an A7, you can use and you'll notice that there is a B flat. Sounds really cool though. And of course, because it's a diminished chord, every 3 frets would be the same. So that's one approach to diminished scale stuff. Finding those symmetrical arpeggios is really great. The way that I knew how to play the diminished scale was always this kind of little finger trick on a 5/7. If you take like this root here and imagine fingers 1, 2, 4, the string below would get 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4 again, 1, 3, 4 again. Then you shift but do 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. So that's a way to use it as well. This is kind of nice for a little in-the-box kind of smoother, I guess. Still somewhat boring because I'm not going and branching out with all the different triads, but at least it's an interesting flavor. And for Theo, for you, I discovered another one that I wanted to bring up, which was this thing I started with. So again, the diminished scale is full of symmetrical moments and opportunities. If we're in the key of D, and we go to our 2 here, and we do that diminished triad, we're basically doing the diminished that will work over the 5. And as you see, using the 3 frets, we now use, instead of 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, and we repeat the same thing. The other thing I noticed about this is that the G and B strings will have the same fret. So you can follow that relationship. Wow, I wish I could play it today. So anyway, that one is great too because, owing again to the symmetrical nature of the diminished scale, the half step below the diminished triad is also in the scale, right? That's what the scale is made of, is the superimposed diminished triads. You can work it all the way down. Okay, so what I've got here is a little loop where the 5 will be a diminished scale chord, and I'll show you all the different ways I would do it. Thank you.